So welcome. We are going to record this session, and I'm going to record the WebEx as well, so that we can talk about your licensure portfolio, so that at the end of this program you not only get your EDD, but you get your superintendent license with this. And if you have an existing instructional supervision license, it will be also upgraded to the next level. So principal license and instructional supervision license both get upgraded with the completion of this portfolio. Okay, so I think the first thing we need to talk about is, okay, let me share my desktop. Desktop 1, and then let me open a PowerPoint real quick. Put it on the desktop. Okay, all right, so that it's nice and official. Send me a chat if you are not seeing things, or if you are missing something, and please ask questions along the way, because whoever is not here, I'm sure we'll have similar questions. Okay, so I think what we need to do is, first of all, overview what is the blueprint for this license that we need to fill in, and then discuss how your evidences are going to fit into this blueprint. Okay, and so know that I am aware that your cohort, UNCP, has been working on projects in your classes all along, and so now what we're going to do is to make the portfolio, put the portfolio together with the work you've done, because the work you've done has been in district leadership. I mean, that's what the degree is about. Okay, so the superintendent license. Okay, I know that the PowerPoint slide says complete projects in the following areas. So we need to figure out what you've done in what areas. So the superintendent license has 7 standards, and so let me pull up a different document. And so standard 1 would be strategic leadership, standard 2 instructional, standard 3 district culture, 4 human resource, 5 managerial, and then in our blueprint at ECU we put 6 and 7 together, which is the micropolitical and the, I think it's like the external development. And so for future programs it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects that go in this portfolio. Right? But for you guys, it doesn't have to be 6. We just need to be sure that with all of your projects you've done in class, that you hit every standard. That is the main criteria for your group. Okay, so you probably will have to, if you have not done this already in classes, go back to your projects and say, okay, this is my human resource project. Oh, okay, this is my strategic leadership project. And so I'll give you, so there are some descriptors that go with these projects, so that you can do that matching for yourselves. Okay, so questions at this point? I'm listening.
Okay, so the professors going into this were aware that, so we should have something related to each of those standards from our previous projects, right?
Yes, you should.
Well, it will fit in several different areas. So is test stream going to require more than one project, or is it one? Will one project fill multiple standards, other than just the district improvement plan?
Okay, so that would be your professional judgment. And so I think what I'm going to show you next is what are the descriptors for the standards, not necessarily these projects up here. And then so it may be that in one class you may have covered several descriptors within these standards. And so I think what you need to do is print the descriptors and then say, okay, in this class I did this project, these descriptors matched. And then in this class, these descriptors matched. And then just be sure they're all checked off somewhere. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. In the future, we are telling classes, you know, you're going to do a managerial project, you're going to do a human resource project, and then it'll be more cohesive for them. But for you guys, you probably covered several in one same project.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going. Let me open up here really quick in the ED Outreach Director, the descriptors, and I will email you these descriptors. Okay. So for now, we'll look at them, and then I'll email you the whole thing. Licensure. Okay. Okay. All right. Never mind the title of this. This is our new manual, but this is not this. You guys are before this, so you're grandfathered in. But basically, for each of these standards, here's the North Carolina standards. Under each, there are descriptors, and what the North Carolina standards have done is they've defined proficiency descriptors under each of the standards. And so let's go to. Let's go to standard. Okay. Here is, so when you see a 6, where it says evidence, and then 6A, that's standard 6, and the descriptor under 6. Does that make sense? And if I scroll down, there's 6B, there's a second descriptor under standard 6. And then 7 would have 7A descriptor right here, and then that's it. That's a short one. Okay, so I think what we're going to ask you to do is to go to your projects and say, okay, 6A, 6B, 7A, check, 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 and somehow note that maybe at in the front, say this project covers descriptors 6A, 6B, 4A, 4B. Does that make sense? And maybe I can, I don't, you all are welcome to use, like, what we're having new groups do is just have a cover page, which is what's on the screen, and say 6A, this is the proficiency descriptor that goes to the column to the right of that, is what the standard says is the proficiency descriptor. And then we're asking them to say, what did I do, and what was the impact to my leadership skills? But for you guys, I think you all need to just say, this project covers this, and then perhaps maybe a one-liner or a bullet. What did I do that relates to this descriptor? Good?
Can you email us this,
Yes.
this document, even though it's not the specific one we are using?
Yes, I think what I'm going to do, so it doesn't confuse those that are not here, I'm just going to pull out everything else and just email you guys the descriptors and the proficiencies.
Okay.
And then so you all can copy and paste whichever ones fit for each project and put them in the front. So when, like, say DPI comes and reviews these projects, they can first say, okay, this project met this, and then if they want to read more, they can read your project. But if not, they can just kind of skim through and say, okay, met this, met this, met this. That's the intent of putting it in the front. I'm not sure when they're going to review these projects, but what happens is we will submit for licensure. So we are saying that you have met these descriptors. When DPI comes and reviews these things, is more to approve our program to be sure that we are getting you to where you need to be. Does that make sense? So they'll not ever come back and say, oh, we're taking your license away. They'll come to ECU and say, this is well done, or you all need to tweak it, things like that. So that's also something, peace of mind, that for you to know. So we'll submit for you guys. Okay? All right, so I'm gonna email you this, and so I think that's pretty much an overview of what you need to go back to your projects and do, and put a cover sheet that say met each of these descriptors. Okay? There are 7, and there's not that many. All right. So once you've done that, then you do need to upload these things up to a portfolio. And so we are using TaskStream. So are you all familiar with TaskStream?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in on the screen so you all can see it. But I'm going to send you this PowerPoint, because this PowerPoint slide that's in front of us, it shows the website, how to go in. And so because it is an evidence for license, ECU College of Ed pays for your membership for this. And so when you log in, you're going to create an account, open an account, and then it'll give you two options, to use your credit card or to use a code. So please use the code. Now, the code that's on the screen right here will expire, and we're going to get a new one July 1st, so I'll be sure I send that out to you. But if you want to get started before July 1st, you're welcome to. And if it expires and you don't put the new code until August, that's fine. Everything stays in there. It'll just be inactive until you activate it again with a new code. Are we good on that?
So if we sign up now, we use that code, but then after July, we'll have to get a new code to renew it.
Right. But your information and everything stays in.
Okay.
And we're able to see it on our side whether your code is active or not once you hit submit. So the key to TaskStream is you can upload all you want, but we don't see it until you submit and send it to us. Okay? So you can keep working on it, And so the idea with TaskStream too, before we get into the technicality of going in, is so we are going to look at your submission and provide feedback if we need to for edits back and forth until it's ready for us to click meets expectations. So just know that. So if you submit something and you forgot to add something, or we want you to edit something, it just goes back and forth until it's ready. And then once it's ready, then we'll hit meets expectations, and then it locks it. It's good. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So since you guys graduate in 2019, your licensure folio will say Superintendent 2019 when we go in, once you go in. And so you're going to need to enroll yourself. So you open your account, you put in the code, and so that gives you a new account, and then you need to enroll in this portfolio of evidences. So you're gonna, and I'm gonna show you in a minute, but you're gonna need this code, Superintendent 2019, no spaces in between, capital S. That is your enrollment code for your licensure portfolio. Okay? And so you all are welcome to do it while I'm doing it too. So you can like copy these numbers down and then do it, but I'm going to go in to TaskStream and show you where you self-enroll, but I'm already self-enrolled in these, so it's not going to technically show you. So you click on self-enroll and then it'll take you to the screen that you're going to see when I go in. Good? So I'm going to leave this, but I'm going to email you the descriptors. I'm going to email you this PowerPoint that has these codes. And then I wanted you in this PowerPoint, I'm going to email you the next slide. Has on our College of Ed website, because we use TaskStream for teacher prep and for MSA and now for superintendent. So it is supported by the college, and so if you go to the College of Ed website and then follow these directions, there's a button for current students, then there's going to be a button for TaskStream, and then there's going to be student resources, and there's how-to guides, and you can find a how-to self-enroll, how to upload, but basically you're going to upload just like you would attach something to an email. So you're just going to hit attachment, and you're going to attach your document from your wherever you have it saved on your computer. Okay? But this is really helpful. It has pictures and visuals of the site. Okay, so we're going to go to TaskStream now. So let me close this. Let me minimize this. And so, okay. TaskStream was bought out by this company called Watermark. And so TaskStream ends up being one of their products. So taskstream.com. Maybe they've. Okay, so there's Watermark. Okay, and so you will be clicking on login, sign up. And then when you sign up, it's going to ask you just, some information about you. You put in that enrollment code that we gave you. once you're in, here's task stream on the bottom left. So click on task stream. And then remember you sign in. It is not associated with ECU's email or PyReport or anything. So you can put whatever password you put in there and just be sure to remember it. Okay? And then so you sign in. Okay. They're updating. Please note that, okay, we're good. So they're going to update this. Okay. So I have several tabs because I do evaluating. So you will have an author tab when you go, once you go in on the home page. So if you go on your home page, this is where you're going to self-enroll. If you don't see licensure, Superintendent Licensure 2019, you come down here to the bottom, there's a yellow box, and then you're going to click on don't see your program, enter code, and this is where you would put Superintendent License 2019. I think that's what the code was. And then it'll search it for you and you'll say yes, and then it'll bring you back to this home page, and you're going to see right here Superintendent License 2019. Or it'll tell you begin working and it'll bring you into it. So when you click on it, okay, here's where you're going to see those 6 projects that I was talking about in the beginning. So don't let that throw you off. If you have 4 that you think meet all of them, you just fill out 4. Okay, we're going to go in and click on your work and then look for that cover page and be sure that the descriptors are met. Okay, so but just know standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, standard 4, standard 5, standard 6 and 7 together. If you leave 2 blank because you did 4, that's fine. If you fill out 6, that's fine. We're just gonna, look at the descriptors and get check, and click met for you guys. Okay. So when you submit your project, you're gonna put a cover sheet with those descriptors I'm gonna send to you. You're just gonna click on, not on the standard big heading, but the one underneath. And then basically you see the options up here. You could upload many things, but you're gonna attach a Word document. Oh, somebody already did this. So you upload from your computer, and then you're going to add a file. You have to find, you can either drag it or you can go look for it, right? So I'm going to put a document in there, and then you upload, start upload. Oh, there it is. And then you upload and close. Okay. So then you hit save return, and it says here, don't forget to submit work, okay? And so it reminds you up here, just because if you just upload it, it is not on ECU side. We cannot see it. So you need to submit it. So when you hit submit, there's your options of who to submit it. So what we're asking you to do is, if you could submit it to the professor whose project you work with. You know what I mean? So if you had Dr. Spencer for a class, or if you had Dr. Buckner for a class, we're not going to add McDowell because he hasn't worked with TaskStream in a while. So if he was one of yours, I'm going to add myself and then put me in there, okay? So you would click the professor, and then you would submit for evaluation. So you would, like, I'm going to send it to, I'm going to submit it to, like, Dr. Buckner, and I'm going to submit. Okay, you can add a comment if you like. You don't have to. And then there it goes. You can print your confirmation if you'd like. We have not had a problem with TaskStream in forever. Like, never. We've not lost anything, so that you know. Okay, so now it's submitted, it's locked, and then Dr. Buckner should look at it. If I forgot to attach something else or want to change it, you can always see here, this is where we were when you submitted. You can click on the top right under scores and results to check whether it was scored, to check for feedback, or I'm going to take it back because I forgot to put something in, and it just brings it right back. And so if I go back to work, it's sitting in there and I can edit it and things like that. So that's it. That's it with TaskStream. Any questions? I know it was
I was a bad student and not paying attention for a second because I was going and making my Tapestry account.
Oh, okay.
I'm logged in, and one weird thing that it made me do, I don't know if it'll make everybody do this, but when it asked for my banner ID, but then it only wanted 9 digits of my banner ID. So I had to like pick off a letter or a number or something.
Did you take out the B?
No.
It doesn't.
It was mine is Smith Rach 16, and I just took the 6 off the end because it said it had to be exactly 9 characters.
Okay. For the login type password?
No, for the banner ID.
Oh. Okay. All right. I will have them check in the College of Ed about that. But look, it really, we don't check banner IDs on this. We go by your name.
Okay.
We download, we run a report with your name and we see if it's met or not met. But that's a good observation. I'll let them know because I know for teacher ed, I think they do. Thank you, banner ID issue. So it wants exactly 9. Okay. Good. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Are y'all trying to sign in? Let me see if I can pull up the chat. Where is it?
Can I ask another question? And it,
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
I wasn't at that exact moment. When you get logged in, which of these tabs at the top is it that you need to click on to go start uploading your thing?
Are you mean like author? No?
On the home screen of task, or on the home screen of task screen, like I see folios, web pages, which one of those tabs do you need to go to?
Did you self-enroll in the DRF? It's a DRF, but you have to self-enroll first.
Okay.
So taskstream.com, then you log in, then you've already clicked on this. Can you see the screen? You clicked on TaskStream, right?
Alright, hang on 1 second. Let me get right here. Okay, yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. And so then from here, did you do the self-enroll?
No, okay, yeah. That wasn't an option for me when I was on logged in, I don't think.
Oh.
Let me go back. Okay, I see enter code.
Yep.
Okay, there.
And the code to self-enroll is right here, Superintendent 2019 with a capital S.
Okay, that's where I got lost. Okay, thank you.
Good, good. Okay, good. And so once you self-enroll, then you don't have to do that again. Then you're going to see this Superintendent Licensure folio as part of your home page.
I see it.
Okay. And so once you click on it, then there it is. Good. Any other questions from anybody?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
I have one more question. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So, all right, for these 7 standards, we might only have, like we discussed, 4 artifacts or so that encompass the different standards. So would we need to upload the same artifacts underneath each standard, or just one time?
Just one time. Okay. One time. But so when you upload your artifact or your project, you're going to add the cover sheet that I'm going to send you.
Okay.
Where you're going to say it meets this one, this one, this one. So I guess you can copy and paste the descriptors if you'd like, or you can just put the descriptors and say check on the one that it does meet. and leave the others blank, because we know that if they're blank on one project, they're going to be checked off on a different project.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And that cover sheet will be at the front of each one of the things that we upload, but we won't have a master cover sheet that shows which ones go with which one. We'll have a cover sheet at the beginning of each project.
That shows which one is covered by the project you're uploading.
That project, okay. I got you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unless y'all see a better way, we will do that. But that's what I think we'll, yeah, because then what we'll do is we'll just look at the projects, look at the first page, and be able to say check, 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 check type thing. Yeah. Good. And so once we hang up here, I'm going to email you again to the same email that I emailed this request for the meeting, and I'm going to email them that PowerPoint and the descriptors pages. I'm just going to do them all in one Word document, and then y'all can copy and paste from that Word document to make your own sheet. Or you can just keep the Word document, copy them on each, and then just X the ones that meet that project. That project meets those descriptors, if that makes sense. Good. Any other questions? Y'all have been wonderful. Oh my gosh. Well, and so look, email me or ask questions. I'll be glad to do a follow-up WebEx if we need to once you start doing your thing. And so the idea is that we need to have him up on TaskStream by May 2019. And so perhaps set yourself a deadline, because you have two big deadlines, right? You have the dissertation and then this portfolio. And so time yourselves, you know better what works best with your schedules. We'll do a check. I will do a check in maybe mid-fall semester to see who's up there and be sure that your professors also go back and score. Because that's the other part. We have to then follow up with our professors to be sure they score. But if they approved your projects at the beginning, it's just a matter of uploading it up to the thing and then matching them to the descriptors. Okay. So if that is it, then I will be following up with an email, and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Stop sharing and then stop recording.